Hey guys, welcome back to Walkman Comics. My name's Isaac, and today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna be doing a top 10 facts video, and I'm planning on doing a whole lot more of these top 10 fact things. And yeah, we're doing new series, whatever. We're branching out. We're doing new stuff, and it's really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this top 10 facts thing about comics, games, movies, TV shows, cartoons, any of that stuff. So yeah, today we're basically gonna be talking about X-Men, probably one of the most iconic comic book teams or collection of comic book characters, whatever. So yeah, here it is. X-Men was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1963 to appeal to teens and young readers who feel that they're part of a minority in society and not really accepted by everyone out there, which personally I think is a great idea that they did that, and without that we wouldn't have had the great thing that we have today, so thanks. I think the great thing about the X-Men is that it's such a simple concept, like people born with powers, but it works so well and like so many people love it, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's so iconic and so widely loved by everyone. In the first ever issue of X-Men, the team consisted of Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, and their mentor Professor X, which later included Jean Grey as the newest mentor. It was only those four who were in Professor X's school to begin with, and they just trained and trained doing different things like training the mind, training your powers, all those kind of things, and it was actually really cool to start off with. The first main villain of the X-Men was Magneto, and he actually had quite a traumatic past because he had his mum get kidnapped in Nazi Germany. His wife ran away from him when she found out that he was a mutant, and she was pregnant at the time, which is pretty hard for people when they go through something like that. And he's actually quite an understandable character to sort of understand his motivations. But yeah, what he really wanted to do was he wanted to get mutants and control them. I mean, not control them, like make them on top and make them better than the regular humans. And he had quite a strange view on mutants, but it's actually quite interesting to see that. And yeah, he's probably like one of the most memorable villains in the Marvel universe. The X-Men animated series made its debut in 1992, and it was a really cool look on the X-Men series, heavily based on the comics. Like the art style looks a lot like the comics, and the main team consisted of Cyclops, Wolverine, Rogue, Storm, Blue Beast, and Charles Xavier, the teacher. And yeah, this series was actually really memorable. Loads of people really liked it, and yeah, the Sentinels actually played a big part in it, and that's probably the reason why I probably really like it, because I really like the Sentinels. I don't know why, I just think they're kind of cool, but yeah, that was that series, and yeah, it went on for, I'm not sure how long it went on for. I think it went on for quite a while, but yeah, that was the animated series. Pretty cool. The first X-Men movie made its debut in the year 2000, and it really popularized the X-Men more than it had been before, like most superhero movies, because of how mainstream they are. And I really love this movie. It'll always be one of those superhero movies that I can always go back to and be like, oh, I really loved that. That was one of my favorites, and it is one of my favorites. And I think those early 2000s was like a bit of a good time for superhero movies, because there was this, and then there was Spider-Man by Sony, that first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, and yeah, that's like those movies I really like, especially X-Men, because it's basically how I got into X-Men and how I really like it. So yeah, I'll always love that. A well-known character today, Deadpool, made his first appearance in The New Mutants in 1991 in issue number 98, and when I first saw this I was kind of surprised that he made his first appearance like so soon. I thought it would be a lot later on, a lot earlier, but yeah, I'm so glad that he sort of became a sort of more mainstream character, because back then he wasn't really anything. He was just a bit of just an extra character, and he did make a few jokes, but he was more of like a bit of a jerk, you know. He wasn't really his own character that much, and I'm glad that he sort of changed. But that's a bit of an interesting fact that that was what his first appearance was. The series The New Mutants, first appearing in 1982, featured a new team of teenage mutants who were training to become the new X-Men, and this was the first sort of real series that sort of featured teenage mutants and like younger sort of mutants, like in a sort of a larger light, sort of like as the main casts, you know, sort of as the main thing. And we see this nowadays with XMen Blue, which I think is really cool that they're sort of continuing that sort of concept, and I really like it, and it's sort of more relatable and down to earth, I guess. And I like comics like that are really relatable, and that's what everyone likes nowadays, which is kind of cool. The more recently released series X-Men Blue features another team of teenage mutants, or X-Men, and it's a continuation of the 2012 version of The New Mutants, and I'm really glad that they kept on carrying on with this thing where it has like the older mutants who have been on the team for a long time, and the younger ones who are sort of learning, and their powers are more sort of developing, and that's really good that they do that, because there's always someone who the X-Men can relate to, and relatability is like a really important thing in comics, and X-Men does it really well, and this is a great example of that. The Sentinels are robots programmed to hunt down and kill the mutants, and they first appeared in the classic X-Men series in 1965, and they're made by Bolivar Trask, I think that's how you pronounce it, and yeah, he has certain views about the mutants, and yeah, he created these robots to sort of hunt them down, and I really like the Sentinels, like I said before, and yeah, they're really cool. I don't know why I like them so much, because they're such a simple concept, but they just work so well, and I don't know, maybe it's just that they look cool or something, I don't know, but I think they're really cool. Now, this last fact is the Disney Fox deal, and I know what you're thinking. I know you already know about this if you're a good fan of Marvel or Fox, or not Fox, like X-Men or whatever, or you've been watching this channel for a little bit over the past few months. Like, I know you probably already know this, but I just want to talk about it. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they just went ahead and got Fox to sign a contract or something, and we know that this is going to be like really good news for the MCU, because recently with Fox's movies about the X-Men, like, they've been okay. I know recently, well, 2 years ago with Deadpool, that was pretty cool. I really liked that movie. That was awesome. But with Marvel, when they have this deal, like, what they can do is they can get the X-Men and put them into the MCU, and Marvel movies have been awesome, like, ever since the end of 2016. Like, that's been really cool, and I can't wait to see where they go with this, because that's gonna be really cool, like, some of the stuff that they'll be able to do. Like, you could have Deadpool teaming up with Doctor Strange or whatever. I don't know, it's probably not gonna happen because it seems a bit unlikely, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many possibilities because there's so many X-Men characters and mutants and all that stuff that Fox owns, and with this deal, like, they can do so much stuff. So just imagine the possibilities, you know, like that's gonna be really cool. You know, that would be really cool. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have for this. If you have any suggestions for these top 10 facts, then leave them in the comments below. I will certainly check them out because I don't really have that many ideas. I do have a few ideas, but they're sort of still on the drawing board, I guess. So yeah, just leave some suggestions, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So see you later.